It's time to now understand how AI can help you create professional, polished content, even if you have never considered yourself as a writer or a creative person. Just like in the last section, I'm going to share a few stories that will show you how exactly ordinary people are using AI to create something extraordinary. Let's begin with Karthik. Karthik is a 22-year-old diploma holder from a small town near Trichy in Tamil Nadu. For the past 2 years, he has been working in a local electronics assembly unit, learning skills like circuit board testing, component assembly, and basic electrical maintenance. Now he wants to move to a city like Coimbatore for better opportunities. The only issue is, when looking for job roles there, he saw that most, if not all of them, needed him to submit a resume, something his work so far had never required him to create. Karthik has tried to create a resume before. He opened a Word document, wrote the word resume at the top, and then stared at a blank page for an hour. He looked at the resume samples online, but they were all for software engineers or MBA graduates and nothing that matched his background. He was worried that his small town experience and diploma qualification wouldn't look impressive enough for city employers. He was very frustrated by this experience. He almost gave up on applying, worried that he would never be able to present himself properly enough for a big city firm to take notice of him. It was then he decided to turn to AI for help. In this case, he used a tool which all of you are now familiar with, ChatGPT. And he used the craft method. And now we will show you how he went about using the craft method to create his resume. Let's look at the demo. We are in the ChatGPT interface, and the prompt that he used is here. He provided a context saying that he's applying for a technician job in a manufacturing company in Coimbatore. He provided AI the role, which is an expert resume writer. He provided an action, what he really wanted, to create a complete resume, including the sections he wanted, and provided the format, and also provided the tweaks to use keywords from job description and keep the tone simple but professional. And he didn't stop there. He provided also the job description example that AI could take in to provide him a response which was close to reality, and he provided some snippets of his experience. For example, he said he had 2 years of experience in electrical component assembly and few other skills that he brought to the fore. And let's execute this prompt now. And as you can see, ChatGPT is now understood the prompt and it has started to provide the resume that now Karthik can look at and provide him the clarity on how to present his resume. And in this case, as you can see, there are various sections like professional summary, key skills, work experience, and his education and additional information, which looks very close to the way Karthik would have presented in an ideal scenario his experience. As you can see, instead of just worked in electronics assembly, his experience became assembled and tested electronic components for 200 plus units per week while maintaining 99% quality standards. His basic maintenance work became performed preventive maintenance and troubleshooting on electrical systems and reducing equipment downtime by 15%, which was very specific. In other words, the AI tool, ChatGPT, helped him see his practical hands-on experience was actually valuable and taught him how to present it professionally. Now, let's take another example in a completely different context. Pooja runs a small handmade textile business from her home in Jaipur. She creates beautiful bandhani saris using traditional techniques she learned from her grandmother. Her saris are beautiful. Her craftsmanship is excellent. But she is struggling to sell them online because, unlike a lot of other brands, she is unable to create engaging Instagram content. with the festive season coming up, she wants to up her social media presence so that she can capitalize on the opportunity. If Pooja were to use an AI model to make her social media posts, how would it work? You are now familiar with craft method, so let's try thinking about it for a bit. Pooja turned to ChatGPT and designed a craft prompt, and let's look at the prompt. She provided a context that she sells a handmade Bandhani saris from Jaipur on Instagram. She provided AI the role and also the action to create 3 distinct Instagram post captions and the format for each post to provide a caption, emojis, and also popular hashtags. And she provided the tweaks as the tone should be festive and elegant to represent the situation that she was in. And now you can see the response that she gave. The answers she received were obviously very helpful because she had used craft method. But she didn't stop here. She went ahead and verified various details that she wanted and even compared her output against what competitors were using to align with it. She did the verification step. But what took it a step further was the personal touch Pooja added to each of these posts by using photos of her actually creating the saris. In the later prompts, she also added in some stories about learning from her grandmother and fun facts about natural dyes she uses. And this is what you can also try doing. Don't just rely on AI when creating content. Make sure to edit and add your own personal flair so that you can convert what AI creates into something that's authentic to you. And that is exactly what Pooja did. All AI did was give her structure and professional language, but she added authentic personal elements that made her brand special. I'm going to end this section with one last example to show you the full potential of AI and how it can change how you work. Manish Bhai runs a small dairy products business in Mehsana, Gujarat. His family has been in dairy business for 3 generations, supplying milk, ghee and traditional sweets to the local markets. Recently, he was invited to speak at a district industry center event about how small businesses can benefit from government schemes like PMEGP, which is Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program. As someone who is deeply involved in dairy industry, Manish Bhai knew his business inside out. And he understood PMEGP because he had used it to expand his dairy operations. So what was the problem? Manish Bhai had no idea how to organize the information or explain complex government scheme in a way other small business owners would understand. After all, he had never given a formal presentation in his life. In other words, Manish Bhai had all the knowledge but could not structure that knowledge properly for a formal presentation, which is why he turned to his AI model of choice, in this case ChatGPT, for a solution. Let's see how we can use craft method to help out Manish Bhai. And let's turn to the demo now. The PMEGP document looks like this. It is a dense document with around 43 pages. And the first step Manish Bhai did was to use the plus button to add this document onto ChatGPT. Once that was loaded, he typed his craft prompt. And this is what the prompt looked like. The context, he provided a context as a businessman from Gujarat, making a Gujarati language presentation. So in this case, he wanted his response in Gujarati language, not English. He also provided a role, like we do in craft prompt, to act as a business consultant, preparing for a presentation for small business owners. And he provided an action to create a 5-slide presentation in Gujarati explaining the scheme, and provided a format, slide by slide format, and a tweak to keep the language simple and practical. And then he executed the prompt. And as you can see, the response that Manish Bhai got is slide by slide in Gujarati language. as you can see it load on the screen in front of you. So in this prompt, format is where Manish Bhai placed the most importance. He asked AI model, ChatGPT, to create a presentation structure where PPT would explain what PMEGP was, who can apply, the benefits and the process of applying, and finally, success tips. His tweaks were also equally important. Use simple Gujarati language that everyday business owners would understand and make it practical and not theoretical. Results were even better than what Manish Bhai had imagined. The AI helped him break down an English document into a simple practical points in Gujarati. But what made the presentation, the PPT content shine was Manish Bhai adding his own personal story to it. He spoke about how he used PMEGP to buy modern milk processing equipment, how it helped him expand from 50 liters to 500 liters per day, and practical tips from his own experience. If there is one lesson for you to take away, it's this. AI does not replace your expertise, experience, or personality. Instead, it helps you present what you already know in a professional and a compelling way. Karthik had technical skills, Pooja had craftsmanship, and Manish Bhai had the knowledge. AI just helped them communicate their value effectively. And I'm sure you will be able to do the same for yourself too.